Hello, good evening.
Hello, how are we all doing? How are you doing?
Well, I have a towel, so that says a lot, doesn't it? So we were just discussing before we went live that the temperature within the last, I guess, 45 minutes has skyrocketed.
It's gone crazy.
So, and we both have lights, don't we? I think you just
I've got all the studio lights, so I don't know. It looks like obviously you're ahead of you're ahead of the times there, because looks like my camera is playing catch up. So I'm not quite sure what's happening with all the things. Hey Rob.
Hi Rob. Hello
Lovely
Amy.
To see you. Hello Amy as well. I didn't see you put that one up on the screen, but hello Amy. How are you doing? I'm just trying to find if there's a magic setting in here I can change something to make it even more. Am I still there? Right, okay, cool.
You're sort of catching up now, I've noticed. So what settings do you do? This is very interesting. I like to know these things.
Well, everything's fine my end. I think it's your end that's slow.
Oh, it probably is. I was late. I must admit, I was late. Do you know what I mean? And Sophie will tell you, I'm usually here Saturday at past. And I don't know about you, when you order from certain online shopping things, they give you a little thing saying, we're 5 stops away, 4 stops away. And tonight, I've been waiting for something, and for the last hour, it's been 5 stops away. And I'm sure these popped in for a coffee over at Green Park. It was just sat outside somewhere over there. So, and then literally, I'm messaging Sophie frantically saying, I'm still at the door, but it's next stop. And then I opened the door, I came up to let Sophie in the room, and I just grabbed, I said, I'm back in a second, grabbed it off the parcel lady and ran back upstairs and grabbed a towel.
Well, there we go. What an exciting day that you have. Looks like, I was going to say, it looks like it's all caught up, but apparently it hasn't caught up yet. But anyway, it has. So it's absolutely kind of boiling. As I say, I've got the aircon kind of going. I've got all the other kind of expensive fans and things that I've got going, but because I live in a top floor flat, it gets really, really hot. So,
and because both, as Sophie pointed out earlier, we both have studio lights. I have quite a few, which gives me that lovely. Everyone says I've got lovely skin, and that's because of the lighting, really. But if you see me in real life, I look like, I don't know, Freddy Krueger. So yes, that's why we're melting. We have just had the lottery results come through. Would you like to hear them?
Oh, I've got to check my numbers. So yes.
Oh, I better check mine just in case it's me. Let's see the lottery. Look, there we go. I love that little fanfare. I can't really hear it very well because my hearing's that bad, but let's get the lottery screen on. So, as usual, with the Rainbow Lottery, and obviously we're just a charity that is supported by the Rainbow Lottery, one of many, which is the UK's first LGBT dedicated lottery. So every 50p from every ticket purchased goes to LGBT causes, projects and charities just like us. So, fingers crossed, it could be you. The first number in the draw tonight was number 4. The second number in the draw was number 4 again. The third number in tonight's Rainbow Lottery draw was 0. The fifth number drawn, let's say it came out of Machine Guinevere, because I like that name, was number 3. The fifth number was number 3 again. And the final number in tonight's Rainbow Lottery draw results is number 2. Remember, to win a prize, you have to get 2 or 3 in a line at either end of the draw. If you go to the website, rainbowlottery.co.uk, it gives you the instructions a lot clearer than I can. I can confirm that we do know that one of Club F.O.D's supporters has in fact won a prize. So congratulations to you. Yes. Trying to get that off the screen, couldn't it? Well done. I quite like it. That means we've had 3 winners in the Rainbow Lottery so far.
Oh, okay. Let me go and check. I was checking my tickets, and it says your ticket is not a winner this time. And the next one says your ticket is not a winner this time. And the next one says your ticket is not a winner. In fact, all 5 of my tickets are saying you're not a winner this time. So does it mean that I'm not going to be a winner, or that you're not going to be a winner, on another week as well.
Do you know what? I was convinced I was going to win the Euro Millions yesterday. And not because I'm sitting there going, I'm praying to Jesus and Selwyn up there, because I always had this dream that I was going to win 33 million, and I've not really increased that dream. With inflation over the years, you probably made 34 million or 35 million, but no, I've kept it at 33. And last night's prize was 66 million. And I was thought, well, okay, I've got to split it with someone, and then I will have my 33 million. And do you know what I won? £3 bloody 30.
£3.33.
Well, not the £3.30. So, Selwyn, thank you for that. I need a little more.
There we go. There we go. So that's how it all works.
So how has your week been, my lovely?
Really crazy, busy. It's my weeks get even more and more busy as we're going through. So obviously, come Friday, I am completely exhausted. But it was a good week. It was kind of like the last week of the kind of June kind of celebrations of the stuff that we're doing within the company that I work for, and we had George Takei. That we had a little interview with them. A colleague of mine from America was kind of hosting and asking the questions. So that was really, really good. We had a lot of uptake for that, so that was a really cool thing to do. So, and it's really great that I know a lot of people complain about the whole corporate thing with prides and what have you, but what you have to remember is that it's the employees within those companies that are pushing those messages forward, pushing those boundaries, and really making the companies kind of stand up and take notice. Oh, we've got a new graphic, so there we go. Thank you very much, Pauline, for liking that. I'm glad you keep me up to date on these things, so it just didn't come oh my God, what have I thought I said like a magic word that suddenly it was going to come up and I was going to win a prize or something. But I know that there's lots of companies that kind of change their logos, and we got it. A company I work for to do the same thing, and come 1st of July, they are going to kind of change it back, but it doesn't mean that we've not made an impact throughout that month. And our job within the organisations is to try and keep the conversation going, and that's what I suggest for all of you, the organisations that you're working for. If there are kind of LGBTQ plus kind of affinity groups within your organisation, they're there because the people have kind of created this and wanted to raise the awareness within their organisation, so that hopefully they do kind of support and help, not necessarily by direct sponsorship for prides and what have you, but maybe there's other things that they can do to raise awareness in the community. So I'm very kind of proud to be working for the company that I do. And it's little things like seeing the rainbow stripe on the Formula One racing car that we sponsor, was because we've kind of been kind of provoking those conversations within the company. So there's the really great things that can be done if we just be a little bit more vocal, and it gives opportunity for those that are not ready to be vocal themselves, for us to be their voice for them.
So I'm just replying to someone. Sorry.
Was I boring you? Sorry,
no, I was listening.
You fell asleep. You fell asleep in the middle of okay. No, well, it was because I need to obviously let Brendan know what was the name in the film? What was Rocky shouting out for? Rocky Bilbao was shouting out for his wife in the first Rocky. What was?
Let's make babies. Let's make babies. I don't know. I've never seen it.
No, like Maria, or somebody. I can't remember. So one of you will know. One of the three of you that are watching.
Yeah, it's a cool I'm just asking Brendan because I know I need to let the blog know to share. They're not sharing this evening in the screens, which is a bit of a shame. Very disappointing. But there we go. That is live. So Brendan says, love Jamie's new I'm just back from the gym look. I love the fact, Brendan, your profile picture just looks like you. But there we go. They haven't got the sound on, Brendan, so they won't know what we're talking about.
Adriana.
Amy's pictures got really
yes.
Big. BBC Two.
What have you done?
I don't know.
You've changed things. We'll have loads of pictures, like loads of space for their profile picture, and then just a little bit for the text, just a tiny little bit.
I know. I didn't change it. All I did was colour in the name. So Amy is.
Okay.
So BBC
Yeah,
Two,
no, that's I absolutely love that film. It is on 11 o'clock tonight, and I'm actually quite glad that it's on BBC Two, because one of the things that we were going to do at work was kind of have an event where where we can ask people to watch like a film or a documentary or something, and then we have a kind of evening kind of conversation where we discuss it. And because the film Pride is now will be on iPlayer, that means that we can push that out, and that could be the thing that we watch. So nothing wrong with your profile picture, Amy.
No, it's lovely. You've had it for a long time. Well, I know you've said it's an old picture, but it's one I always know I can spot it from miles away. I know it's you about to do some ribbing or something like that. I got to bring a serious point up now. I know having a towel around me that's now soaking wet from my own sweat is not making it. But those of you who follow me on Facebook will know that I went for a bit of bother last night going home, and it's, to be fair, it's probably the first time I've ever had some physical bother. Waiting at a bus stop with someone squaring up to me and trying to punch me. So I just want to talk about that. Does anyone else feel safe in town waiting with buses? Let us know. Last night I was waiting in Station Road because they've closed Marketplace off, so you can't get your bus down there. And somebody walked up to me right in my face, started doing all this, and was bet drunk, trying to punch me, and his friends are going, "Oh, don't worry, mate, he's just drunk." I thought, well, stop him trying to punch me then, to be fair. And the worst thing was, because I'd only had 2 pints, I had to sit there thinking, what do I do? If I was drunk, I'd probably just go for it, If someone punched me, I'd punch him back. And my only course of action last night in my head, if he didn't move on, I thought was to push him under an oncoming car in the road, which is dreadful. Really, which I got home really stewing over it, going, "My God, that's the only thing I could do." That's a bit of a worry. Have you ever had any trouble in town, Sophie?
Oh yes, yeah, no, far too frequently. I think but there's trying to, as you say, trying to find ways to kind of diffuse it and what have you. Sometimes it's when you're waiting for a bus, it can be awkward because you feel kind of threatened because you're you're just there waiting for the bus. And you're kind of praying for the bus to kind of turn up. I've had it by the station. I've had it on Broad Street Mall, and what have you. But yeah, I think Amy's got a really good point there. It's like, it's because of the idiots that don't even know how to hold their drink and feel that because it's football gives them an excuse to be an absolute prick. It kind of beggars belief as to how people just want to get into fights for no apparent reason, but then that's just kind of, I don't know, it's testosterone overload. Just goes a bit crazy.
I know, and hopefully I won't go through it again. I don't normally get a bus home from the pub, to be fair. I'm just trying to be, everyone knows my new circumstances, I'm just trying to be a bit more frugal with my spending. And so it was scary. I mean, I'm obviously okay because I managed to post about it on Facebook, but sadly I think it happens too much. I was watching some people, I was watching for Amazon out the window, or other delivery drivers are available, and I was watching these people wrapped in their England flags with no, Freudian slip, with bottles of lager, throwing bottles over the fences. I'm like, and these are my neighbours. It's quite worrying that it brings out this sort of behaviour, to be fair. Amy says you won't be getting a cab then. I don't know. I may not even go out tonight. I've had, I don't know. I've got this feeling that I might not. We'll see. So, but yes.
Well, it's
public buses are cheaper.
Well, it's the England match. I think is it playing now? I don't know. Yes. I mean, I will probably kind of watch some of it a little bit later from some of the highlights and what have you. But I mean, when it's kind of like big football matches, I don't like going into town because it's just bedlam.
Yeah.
You know, even I think the other week when England were playing earlier in the day, and then I had to go into town a little bit later. Even then, it was still kind of like, oh my god, no, this is just a little bit kind of crazy. So
it's not a nice environment, and we know whatever the score tonight, and of course we do want to support our national side, unless of course you're living here and you are from another country, you might support another country. But we sort of know whether they win or lose, bedlam in town later. And it's like when we finish here, if I do go out, I'm literally, well, I have to run for a bus to catch it, to make sure I'm in somewhere safe before they kick out from those matches. Amy's got a feedback here. She says, I was in town earlier and all the pubs had door staff at 4 p.m, so it'll be horrible tonight. So yes. No,
even the pub behind me, which is a lovely little pub, and I do enjoy going there, but not when there's football. I just don't enjoy it when there's football, because you've just got, I don't know, I don't understand it. I mean, other sports, people enjoy other sports, but don't have to kind of kick off and be an absolute prick about it. But apparently football is the thing that that does, so I don't know.
I mean, I know there's been obviously lots of campaigns to stamp out homophobia, transphobia, racism, etc. out of football, but that's not necessarily going to stamp out the yobbism that takes place and the excuse. I mean, I can see that our COVID numbers may increase with all those people congregating. Because actually, a lot of the people, you know, inside these pubs are only just getting their jab now, aren't they? And of course, we know it takes 3 weeks for that jab, or even the first jab, to even make a difference. It does worry me.
Yeah, I mean, I find it quite concerning, because, you know, I know they're talking about, you know, for those of us that are kind of over a particular age, that we're going to get a third injection by the end of the year, which I think it's fine. It's like, you know, triple jab, fine, because like flu jab, we have to have that every year, and people don't complain about that. There are certain countries that you have to go to. In order for you to get into those countries, that you have to have certain set of injections in order to go and visit those countries, and everyone's completely fine about that. But then now all of a sudden they were like, oh, don't go putting any of that shit into me. It was like, seriously? Have you been like paying attention to like what's going on in the rest of the world? We also have like the BCG things and all the other kind of stuff.
Do you remember that queuing up at school? I don't know what jab that was now. They did one in your arm to prick you. I don't know. It was like a die cast.
That was BCG.
That was BCG.
That was the one to click to test your kind of response to it. And I had the immune response, so I didn't have the injection. But then you had all the kind of like the MMR kind of jabs, and there was lots, and apparently there was a lot of kind of children as they were kind of getting to the age that where their parents were deciding not to do the MMR jab, that as those children got older, they were like, yeah, I want to have that jab actually, because it's. But I don't understand it. You've got all these people that you know, it's not that they're not old enough to have a jab. They're just not old enough to be sensible. You know, it kind of does make you wonder as to, you know, maybe 18 for drinking is too young, because if they can't be sensible, maybe it should be 25, so that people can actually kind of prove
I wouldn't be able to go out drinking anymore.
Oh, yes, of course. No, I said 25, not 52.
We were talking my dress size. There we go. So you've had a busy week. We've had sort of the thing with George at work. what else have you been doing? You must have gone out and done something as well. Socially.
Oh, so last night, yeah. So a couple of things actually. You kind of forget because work kind of takes over so much. You kind of forget. So on Wednesday evening, hey Barry, on Wednesday evening, I went over to the Fisherman's Cottage, which is along the Kennet River, which is really nice. They've done it out absolutely brilliantly. Highly recommend people go.
Is that the one with a swimming pool?
No, the one with the swimming pool is the is it the Travellers? No, I can't remember. But that's the next one along. I'm sure it is. But it was open mic, so I know that I've kind of mentioned. I know that I kind of mentioned. Thank you, David. I went there last week as well. I think we sat on the same table, so it was a lovely place. So the open mic that I used to kind of go to on a Wednesday online, so the Boho open mic, I can still see you. You do this like whenever you ask me a question, and then you get bored within seconds.
No, I'm so wet
talking. I don't know why I should bother if you're just going to go and try and hide behind the bloody towel. Oh no, she's talking. Oh, quick, I'm going to hide.
Doctor Who's on. Oh.
But the open mic for the Bohemian open mic, which used to be at the Global Cafe, which is still not reopening yet. We're still waiting for news as to what's happening there, and we've just started. That was our first in-person open mic at the Fisherman's Cottage. It's going to be every Wednesday. I played a few songs. Lots of other people played some songs. We had a little bit of comedy as well, and it was a really, really kind of good night. So I think I'm on the roster to be playing again next week. And even though it's an open mic, everything's pre-booked at the moment because we can't be sharing. We can't be sharing microphones. We can't be sharing kind of guitars and things and what have you. So that was fun. And then yesterday evening, up with David and a few other really good friends, we went to another friend's open mic over at the Butler, which I always kind of talk about. So yes, and I've got a gig. I've got a couple of kind of big gigs coming up. I've told you about one of them already in our own little kind of chat. So I've got at the Phantom Brewery on Saturday the 10th, which is next Saturday. There is a kind of day full of music, and I will be playing on that as well. So I've got some really good things.
I'll just say hello to Gloria. I love the fact she has me in her profile picture. That I know, obviously, I look different. I have a lot more hair, but so you might have noticed earlier that when Sophie was shocked, 'cause I forgot to tell her because it was literally run press stream when we got in there. That if you share the video or share the stream this evening, I think you've got to share it from the Club F.O.D page, not the F.O.D TV page. You'll go into our little mini competition of jackpot reels. You know, if you play the fruit machine thingies, you've got to get 3 in a row. So you're going to I think you can either share the stream, make a donation, obviously always welcome. Above Sophie's head is what our total for July stands at, which is 0. But hopefully that will change.
Catch me with a glass of water in my mouth. How dare you? There we go. Woo.
So yes, don't forget you can do that by simply going to I'll put it on the screen. Can I do that? Yes, I can. www.SaturGAY.co.uk. And every
all the other link because I changed my one to the other link.
I'm a bit slow.
I was going to say that is very, very slow. I was going to say something else there, but I can't remember what it was. Never mind.
It's the heat, darling. It's the heat. I don't know. I mean, usually the temperature sort of drops about this time of night. Going up tonight is a bit odd. So I did go and check I wasn't on fire, to be fair. Because knowing my hearing, I'd be not hearing the smoke alarms and the flames going. I thought, then I'd have to be carried out the top window.
That's when you said, when they did the that emergency broadcast test thing on the phones, And everyone was kind of like, oh my God, it made me jump, it was so loud. And you're like, yeah, I didn't think it was that loud. It's like, no, because you're bloody deaf. That's
I thought it was very quiet. The only reason I knew it was because my watch vibrated. So, loving the subtitles, Jamie. Why are you sweating? Gloria, you missed the beginning where we were talking about the temperature outside. You've probably got lovely aircon on, Gloria. Has risen. So Sophie told us what the temperature was in hers. I couldn't get onto my thermostat.
It's 26 now in my flat.
Yes, so it's very hot.
Dave sat in the corner and is slowly melting away. keeps on hogging the aircon and kind of twisting it around towards him. You can put some of it facing towards you, David. If
you could send it down the modem as well, that'd be lovely, because I could do some aircon. Someone's got hairy knuckles. No, they've been doing a lot of. So yes, I'm trying to think what I've done this week. I've not really done much because I've got a new rule now. So I've decided that with all the changes happening in my life, that I will not really go out apart from on a Saturday. I did go out last night, knowing that if I go out tonight, it'd be for an hour. It wouldn't be for that long. So I've just been saying I've not even been down to the allotment because every time I look out the window, it's raining, and I don't want to get wet. You know, I'm a bit soft and sad like that. Oh, someone flying past you?
No, you said every time we look out the window, it's raining. It was not raining.
But it was raining earlier when I intended to go. To be fair for yours, Burfield's only 19 degrees. Oh, but it's countryside, yeah. Amy says, Jamie's sweating as Mano is doing a naked lap dance on the other side of the camera. No, is the answer to that, quite frankly. No. He has done that before when we've been here and we've been broadcasting, trying to put me off. But, you know, if you ever work an allotment, you ignore the flies going around you. So I'm not easily phased. Brendan says, Mano snuck in earlier and messed with the thermostat, laughing all the way back to London. Do you know what? We can't even get into the thermostat because I can't remember the password.
No, that's because Mano's got the app on his phone. He doesn't even have to travel all the way up here. He can just set it. He can just set it from home. And it's like, I can't remember. I think it was. Is it John Richardson? And he was saying that he was kind of spooking his wife out because everything, like all the lights and stuff, is all kind of controlled through the various different apps and what have you. Whenever he was away, he would try and create like spooky effects with all the light and the heating and what have you. So he's probably controlling it all from his flat.
Do you know what I've done? And I know he's not watching, so I can say this now. But never ever tell him. So once I went over to Lawrence's and he just got a Google Home, and you have to say, "Hey Google," blah blah. So I set an alarm for 4 a.m. To say, "Google, set an alarm 4 o'clock, play Halloween sounds." And they're convinced they're haunted. And I've never had the heart to tell them it was me.
Well, there we go. And
then
well, I won't tell them. But of course, you know, just because this is going out live now, you do realise that, you know, I'm sure they kind of do the catch up on a regular basis.
We know they don't. What I used to do, after Selwyn passed away, bless his soul, there's an Alexa in the drag room, which used to be the spare room. I used to set, I got a recording of Selwyn's voice, so I used to set that in there for guests. They used to stay, and he would just say like, "Hello." It's little bits from an old Pride video, and this makes me sound really wicked, and I'm not wicked.
You are wicked. We're going to all these things that you're like, oh, I don't know why it's doing it. I don't know why my new fancy Facebook camera suddenly pans off into the distance. Is that like to try and create that whole ghost illusion? And that's probably because you've got it programmed to do it as a little bit of your wheeze of the week.
No, sadly not. I need to get that fixed. It's embarrassing in work calls. It suddenly goes off and looks at a teddy bear on the other couch when you're trying to have it framed off in a sensible pose behind you. Barry says, "Oh my God, I'm never going to stay at yours." But you're very lucky, Barry, because I've never invited you and never will. I don't actually invite people to stay at my house. As everyone knows, because Brendan and Martin will tell you this, I've never liked people staying here. I don't even like Mano staying here, which is quite bad, really, because I love my own company. I've never loved someone as much as me lately, and I don't want anyone disturbing that or ruining that, to be fair.
That must work really well for your relationship then, if you're like, oh, I love you, but I just don't want you anywhere near me at all, except like when we know that we're not going to be allowed, because they spent quite a few months there during the second lockdown, and you found that very, 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 very helpful, and he's still recovering from that as we speak today.
I believe in social distancing. I believe in before COVID. So COVID works wonders for me, which is great and amazing. So yes. Little heads up, if you're free tomorrow, don't forget that Wilma Fingerdo is on at the Bar Grove doing bingo in aid of Reading Pride. Just doing our bit there to share what's happening around in the community. I was going to get a little thing made up for the screen, but I had a chance.
I think it's 4 o'clock, isn't it? I think it's 4 o'clock, yeah.
I may go. I do not know yet until Mano arrives to find out what we're doing. He wants to go for a walk, and I don't, quite frankly. So maybe he'll go for a walk, and I'll go there.
So he is coming up.
Yes, he's coming up. Actually, he's messaged me. He was going to be coming tomorrow. He's now coming tonight, but I'll be asleep when he arrives. So I've got to make sure I leave the door unlocked and stuff like that, so he can get in. Otherwise, I don't hear the doorbell. So knocking on the door, frantic, let me in. Amy says he makes Mano sleep in the shed. No, I've locked that. It's got all my tools in there. Look, me, Mr. Butch, got tools in the shed. So no, can't everyone break in and get them, not even the mice. Ooh, knocking things over.
It's fine.
If Mano fancies a walk, let him walk for the station. He will do. Don't worry, because he won't get a taxi on a football match night, will he?
Oh, did he not drive? I thought he drove.
I let him drive the old car because I didn't so worry after 3 years. But the new car he will not ever drive.
Why?
Okay.
You've got insurance, haven't you?
Yes, I've got gap insurance. I think the difficulty is if someone is not used to a specific type of car, or drives like they are, I don't know, a pensioner. It's quite worrying when you have to say, Mano, turn the lights on, indicate, use the brake. Mano, it's 30 miles an hour. Can you go past 7 miles an hour? It gets, bless him. It's not the same. No. I remember we went on a quad bike, and I came up on Facebook actually the other day. We were quad bike in the mountains, and we couldn't go more than 7 miles. It was 8 miles an hour. And that's because it's like two rodents going on the wheel in a cage. It was like.
Well, so I mean, so you're gonna pick them up from the station anyway, can't you?
No, because if I do go, I've had a glass of wine now, so I can't drive.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, then looks like he's going to be popping into the bar for a quick drink, and then you can get.
No, because it closes at midnight now, doesn't it?
Oh, is he coming up after work? Okay.
Yeah, Amy, I think we all agree that Mano is going through enough. Oh, I don't get that, but I guess you have to be there on the table. Now, I want to know, Brendan, who is at the Blar Grove with you at the moment? Because sorry, the Blar. Let's get the terms right. Because I think Mark's out tonight. Mark's out watching football. It's the Blar! Exclamation mark.
Ah, okay. They've rebranded again. Then
it could be on water. That's that. You can tell it's hot. I'm drinking water. What are you drinking, so? Oh.
I'm drinking some U2 Joshua Tree Tour from 2017. I'm drinking water as well.
You're drinking out of a cup, which is very unusual. It's usually a can.
What, we're drinking water. Why would I drink water out of a can? I have to empty a can, wash the can, pour the water into the can, and then drink it out of the can.
You know what I mean.
Oh, goodness me. And you accused me of being posh earlier just because I had a fan.
Barry says, wow, Jamie, you're wine in the water. Yes, I am Jesus, but I do it in reverse. Okay? It's my gift to the world.
Jamie thinks he's Jesus because every time somebody speaks to him, he thinks they're calling him Jesus, but in fact they're just saying, Jesus!
Oh, I love Jesus. The only man who's never disappointed me. But what's Amy said? Yes, Brendan, Mano has a running trauma. Has an O running trauma.
Okay, I guess that's gone. Right, so Mano has a running trauma because every time he comes up to see you, he's traumatised.
Oh, well, he knows he can always stay at home. It's fine. I could just sleep. Do you know, I woke up this morning at 4 in the morning, and I woke up twice. One, I remember going up and going to the toilet, but my bed sensor tells me I got up for 45 minutes at 4 o'clock this morning.
Bed sensor.
I got bed sensors to measure my sleep, and I have no idea where I went.
Well, maybe if you've got bed sensor, maybe you should track your motion monitoring system to see where on earth that you did go.
Yeah, the motion sensor is when I want to pass a motion. We don't go into that. But no,
you record that. Oh my gosh,
it's a medical thing.
Learn even more things about you. Okay, and
not even on the CCTV.
Right, you call me posh for having a cooling fan, yet you're the one with bed sensors.
Yeah, no, because I went through this keep fit stage a few years ago. You remember when I lost all that weight? And it's because
keep
of
fit is about doing exercise, and bed is about sleeping. So how could you be keeping fit by sleeping?
Because sleeping is actually very good for your weight loss.
But because you're not doing any
Broken
exercise,
the internet with that one.
You're not doing any exercise, so therefore you're not burning any calories. But then you're also not. Don't hide yourself in shame.
I'm mocking myself.
Yes, of course you are. No, just because you're and then because you're asleep, you're not eating, which means you're losing weight because you're burning calories by sleeping because you're not. I guess in some crazy kind of way, you're kind of vaguely right, but does it mean that you can just sleep and then lose weight? You still have to eat.
I lost 2 stone, so the other thing as well, you've got to have regularity of sleep. So go to bed always at the same time, and have over 7 hours. And when I do that, I lose weight. And of course, I live in a townhouse.
It's got nothing to do with the fact that you're doing other exercise and you're eating more healthily and it's got nothing to do with that. It's just simply because of the sleeping.
Yes, well, it's one of many factors, one of many sensors in this house that help me lose weight. Brendan, if you're there, you can dial in whenever you feel like it. You have the link. Oh, she's going to sneeze. Bless you. Oh, the world shook.
Oh, I've got a message from Sorry about that.
It's a very powerful sneeze, Sophie. Very good.
I don't Brendan, sneeze by half. I mean, Brendan, apparently sneezing is another way of like losing weight as well. Because whilst you're sneezing, you're still using up energy, but you're not consuming anything. So you haven't got the time. So in that, and if you sneeze at the same time, like every day for the same duration, then you might lose some weight.
So Brendan's in the green room. Brendan, I think you can hear me. Can you turn your phone landscape, please? That means across. There we go. He's very good. We're going to bring Brendan in if this works, because me and Sophie's cameras have been playing up. Here we go. We're going live to the blast. Nothing's happening. Oh, there we go. We're live in the blast, Sophie.
There we go. And thank you for explaining the difference between portrait and landscape, Jamie, because, I would have no such a thing.
I need subtitles. Oh, look, I'm on Brendan's finger.
Well, there you go. I'm still by his nose. It's fine.
Don't sneeze, Brendan.
This time so much.
I was like, oh, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen.
Brendan, open your mouth. No, turn it. There we go. No, Sophie, reach up. Reach up.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the lick. I'm not sure I like licking the back of Sophie's head.
No.
So Brendan, you've taken us into the Blah grave. So we're really doing this because we want to be nosy every week. So show us around. I can see your palm. I'm trying to read it. You have a long and fruitful life for another week.
No, your hand is covering up. Your hand is covering up the actual camera itself. So, grand that you found out how to do the landscape because you're very clever. But maybe we can move our hand away from the camera.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, look, he's cut his neck open. He's got a bandage on.
Yeah, there he is.
Hello, how are you? I know he can't hear us, but there we go.
Well, he could if he had the pod in.
He's got a Mikado. That's very posh.
Yeah. Yeah, he also does opera.
He looks like an otter.
He's got.
Did he say?
You've got like a micro towel.
Yeah, well, nobody can compare. Jamie's all about size.
Is that a size or size?
Pretty quiet tonight. Like those people over there. There was people there at the window a while ago. And then we got those
Oh, look, go back. There's a lonely lady. Go and say hello to the lonely lady.
Did you scare them off? They might not want. They might not want to
I'm a shy
be
guy from Ireland.
on the stream.
It was just her neck.
Well, the chances are they're not going to be. Yeah, so that's him. That's the amazing guy that is Martin.
You block him.
I'm not going to block him.
So, is there anybody in that we know, or friends of the show?
Well, Gordy's here. What's his face? Oh, yeah. Fenimore is here.
So there's a few people we know then. Okay. I mean, a lot of people will be out watching the football tonight, won't they, I suppose?
Yeah, it is pretty. Yeah, he's actually watching there.
Oh, it's a lovely. Oh.
I was outside earlier on. There were a couple of policemen and stuff outside of O'Neill's, which is their like default position on any soccer match, I guess.
Now, Brendan, I asked Sophie this question. Obviously, as you know, last night I was someone attempted to attack me. Have you or Martin ever faced any aggression in Reading Town Centre yourselves?
Actually, was there? Oh, in the leather? Yeah, there was a little bit. But the one advantage with us is that these days two of us. So we always have that backup. We have no qualms about beating the shit out of people, or you know, kind of you get what you ask for, really, you know. Like you know, times have been like back at home. I got smashed over the head with a block and stuff like that when I was on the way home. But overall, in Reading, no. There is the odd one, but luckily, I think our mouth and our wit kind of helps diffuse a lot of situations. Because you pick out the ringleader, you make shit out of them, and then you get their friends to laugh at them. And say, yes, our friend is a flunker. It's like kind of the other week when James was getting a lot of shit from people, not from people, but from a table here.
Oh, Amy's just told us Jamie could walk around town in a pair, but he makes Mano walk at least 5 paces behind.
There was a woman being a dick. They were a Welsh football supporter, but his friends actually stood by James and said, "Be a man, don't be a dick." But it was still a bit shocking for James in the place where he actually has to put up with that shit. Huh? Yeah.
So I think, Brendan, your headpiece has a microphone and Martin's doesn't. Am I right in thinking that? Because I can barely hear Martin.
Just be grateful. I can barely hear you. I'll turn it around because I'm just so.
He's going to turn around.
Yeah.
Bright eyes.
But then you can see all of my head. Yeah, okay. So now my finger is in the way again.
Oh, we're being squashed. Oh, I'm being squashed. Oh, let's do a hammy side of sound effects.
I think we're sorted now. It's a bit unnerving how big my head is. Martin was like normal size. And then it's like I've been on growth hormones for like 20 years or something.
Oh. Well, Brendan, what we're going to do, because we've got 8 minutes left of the show, and me and Sophie's got to pack the stage away, and I have to go and get a number 6 bus and probably arrive by air ambulance at the pub if I come out. I'm gonna wear chainmail out tonight, not for kink, for protection is what I'm going to do. So send my love to everyone in the blah that we know, which is not many, but it's lovely to see the daylight. And we will see you very shortly.
Yep, talk to you about love. We have chairs waiting for you.
Well, thank you for joining us, Brendan. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, cheers. Bye.
Bye. Look, we're still waving. There we go. That was Brendan and Martin at the Blago. So now we've had a little sneak peek in the pub. Actually, if anyone goes to the pub when we're doing the shows, actually, I'd like to have a nose around a lot of pubs when we're doing this, actually, Sophie. Or are we just being nosy? Are you on mute, Sophie?
I was on mute, I think, because
I heard you because I lip read.
Yes. Okay. But then you still get the words wrong. And like you love it. You've just cooked a dinosaur on the barbecue. Sorry.
Have you?
Yeah, I got it. It was a.
Oh, here comes a mum joke. Go on. I've been collecting mum jokes for you.
The mum joke.
I know. I went all American then.
You did. Yeah. So I couldn't think of a punchline quickly enough. And what have you?
That's unlike you. You're usually much faster than that.
Oh no, I'm usually like full of wit. I'm full of wit. Okay, begins with W. Okay, not an S. I'm full of wit.
I'm full of another W.
Yes. You're full of.
I'm ad-libbing.
You're full of another W. Okay, Worcester sauce. You're full of Worcester sauce.
No, oh God, no! Didn't eat that.
Because something a little bit fishy about you, that's why.
It's Worcester sauce made out of fish. Didn't know that.
I think it's got fish extracts in. I don't know. Probably not. It could be soy. Just another way of doing soy sauce. I don't know. But yeah, cool. It would be nice to go and see other pubs and what have you, but obviously when I'm down other pubs, it's not when I'm streaming. But
there will be fine people to be our roving reporters around Reading.
Anchovy. There we go. That's why I was thinking to do with anchovy. That's why I get confused about things, because they've tried to put anchovies on Caesar salad, because Caesar was famous for his chicken and lettuce combo with anchovies. It's like, Caesar, we shall name it your favourite dish after you. I think it's the great Eddie Izzard sketch that goes into much more funnier version than that than I do. It is fish-based, but it has to ferment for years, a bit like Jamie's lager.
Do you know what? I've not had any more of my lager for a while because I'm not drinking at home. The only time I drink at home now is when I'm doing this show. And I've just had the last glass of my wine box, which surprised me, it's lasted me 3 weeks. So I do have 30 bottles ready to be bottled, but I'll do that at some point. So what are your plans? It's with David this evening?
I've got a song which I have kind of got some lyrics, some music for, and David's going to help me with some words for that. We're probably going to get take out for food. We'll probably do some PlayStation-ing kind of games. So I won't be joining you in the Blag rave this evening.
I'm at the
I think a lot of a lot of it is also because with all the football people, it's just I'm just not going to go into town. I'm sorry, I don't want to.
I got something to tell you.
Oh, what was that?
You'll be very surprised that I have bought a gaming controller.
You just bought the controller. That you haven't bought the actual. You just haven't bought you haven't bought the console. Well, no, I mean it's fair enough because originally I'm not joking because originally when I bought my television, and I love my television, it's absolutely fantastic television. It's a Sony 55-inch. One of the things that you were able to do at the time, it's one of those kind of big curved kind of flat screens, is that you could, with just a PlayStation controller, you could play PlayStation games through the Sony television without having a PlayStation, and that's how I first started getting into PlayStation games. So it's not unsurprising, and I know that you've got Apple TV as well.
Yeah, so I've got the arcade system, but everything's controller based. So I spent a bit of money.
That's why you bought the controller. So which controller did you buy?
I'll have to tell you. I went straight to the manufacturer because it was cheaper than Amazon. It was and I'm conscious of the time, so I'm going to do it really quick. A SteelSeries. No, that's an advert. I want the order.
So it's just a controller that works with Apple TV and your iPhone and what have you, because you can use a PS4, a PS5 controller, or an Xbox controller on those. I
got a Nimbus Plus.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that is. Yeah, they got good ratings. So I got that. It's meant to be arriving today. It's not. It's arriving on Tuesday. Same day as the rest of my leather Batman outfit. But there we go. So I'm conscious of the time. So I'm going to start wrapping it down. There will not be a SaturGAY Live next week, but there will be something in place because Sophie is performing elsewhere.
I've got a couple of gigs coming up. So there's also it's the weekend of the 17th, 18th. I'm not going to be around because I'm performing both on the Saturday and on the Saturday. On the Saturday and on the Sunday of that one. So there's going to be a few weeks now over the next kind of like couple of months or so where I'm not going to be able to do it either as driving or even as a co-host. So we'll kind of keep you informed with things.
When it's my weeks, I will continue to do SaturGAY Live. I don't know how, but I'll work it out. Maybe like a mini Wakes World, which we haven't done for a while. So if you want an hour of me moaning, there we go. And when it's Sophie's time, what we're going to do, we'll create something to go live or pre-recorded for an hour. We'll let you know. Check out our social media and we will tell you. Don't forget, I shall be on the radio tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Actually, Mano's here, so it may be 8, but I'll put it on the thing. I'm on at some point tomorrow night with my Golden Choice music star, which is just boom, 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 really. There's no Rachel Tuesday because she was on this week. So Wednesday, on Monday, if you want to re-listen to this, you can on the radio from 8 o'clock.
There is Tuesday. She's going to replay one of her earlier shows, and she's hosting an open mic in Caversham on Tuesday. So please do check out Rachel's Facebook page and see information for that. And I am performing on that one as well. So yes.
Uh-huh. All celebrities on this show apart from me. But don't forget, Wednesday we have Barry with his Drive Time 80 show from 5 o'clock on the radio. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Gary's All Pleasure Podcast with the Fodcods. The Fod Uncles on a Friday, Saturday. Don't forget, SaturGAY Live won't be on next Saturday, but we are also still on at the Blargrave every Saturday, the Berkshire's only LGBT plus night. And I think that is all I have to remind you of. Don't forget, come on you Reds, or whatever they say for England. It's coming home, and hopefully I will be alive coming home at midnight without being attacked tonight, if I'm lucky.
Stay safe out there.
Yes, all of you, yes. Keep these clean, spread the love, don't spread the germs. We're almost there, ladies and gents. We're almost out of lockdown, but it's all up to you. It really is. Sophie, always a pleasure to see you nice. Enjoy
and
your
you,
takeout.
thank you. Yes, we haven't decided what we're going to have yet, but yes.
That always takes about half an hour, doesn't it? I've argued what's going to happen. It's the same with picking a film on Netflix with someone. That's why I like living on my own. I can go, KFC tonight, and I watch Living Dead. There we go, sorted, easy. Ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, look after yourselves, spread the love, spread the germs. Remember, you are always fabulous, and you are always welcome in any Club F.O.D event, activity, online or in person. And I'll say, and I noticed you did this last week as well. Good night. God bless.
No.
See you.
Why did I say that? Right,
We've turned into Rusty Lee. Good night. God bless everyone. We'll see you all very, very soon. Mwah. Love you all. There we go. Let's press the button and see if it works.